Jay Shetty is selling a course called Live Your Passion, Build an Income, where prospective students can learn how to live their purpose, do meaningful work, and earn an income. I personally dislike these turning your passion into income courses that are so prevalent on social media today. Most give students the false hope that running a profitable business is as simple as doing something you're passionate about. I'm here to push back because I really dislike the way that these courses and these business opportunities are sold, using super vague and empty concepts like pursue your passion or find your purpose, cast the widest audience net, and are incredibly easy to sell, which is why these gurus do so well financially. But I feel like they aren't honest with prospective customers. The secondary tagline is get the roadmap you need to discover your passion and earn an income doing what you love. I do like that Jay doesn't overpromise at all. He definitely does not use the fake guru tactics of promising high income claims from his courses. What is valid about this type of opportunity is it is smart to pursue turning a passion into an income stream. Stay in your day job and work on building a business outside of that job. And if you're lucky enough to be able to convert your passionate hobby into an actual sustainable, profitable business, then you can leave your job. But very few people can turn their hobby into profit. Of course, the next section, he uses the tired online entrepreneur trope of bashing the 9-to-5 and positioning Monday morning as awful and that we need a massive cultural shift. He makes the common mistake that most of these online entrepreneurs make, and that's positioning this business opportunity as a way to escape the rat race, leave your job, and have all of this time for your friends and family. He uses it in a YouTube video as well.
Studies show that 85% of people worldwide hate their jobs.
You want to know what happens when you leave a 9-to-5 and become a business owner? You work significantly more. You deal with stress, you deal with anxiety, you deal with problems. Running a business is much different than sitting in a cubicle. It is not for most people. If your goal in life is to work less, then get a 9-to-5 and never leave.
Wondering why I'm wearing these? You might have a pair too. Considering the average person spends over 90,000 hours at work in their whole lifetime, I think this is important to talk about.
The course costs $997 and includes many bonuses, weekly coaching sessions, and Q&A with Jay himself. I'm sure the course delivers what's promised. There's no doubt that Jay can create a good product. It's probably a great course for a specific group of people, and some people have probably succeeded from the course. The problem is that most people don't have the ability to turn their passion into a business. And the people who are buying into these kinds of courses don't realize that passionate hobbies and business are two totally different things. And I don't see any disqualifiers on this sales page to recommend not buying for a certain group of people. More on this in a minute. Let's take a quick look at the testimonial section titled Here's Proof That Live Your Passion, Build an Income Works. Out of the 6 testimonials, 5 of them are the customers saying they just got started in the course. One of them was able to land 1 client. Let's consider that student a success story. 5 of the 6 testimonials are people claiming they just started the course. I'm not exactly sure how that validates that this course works. For a guy with 5.7 million followers on Instagram and 3.76 million subscribers on YouTube, you would think there would be a few testimonials from successful students to choose from. This isn't meant to imply that the course is a scam in any way. It just adds credibility to my argument that very few people can turn their passion into a business. This Authentic or Charlatan series focuses more on the person selling as opposed to the course, so let's analyze Jay for a minute. He left the corporate world to become a monk for 3 years. Following his time as a monk, he came back to civilization and became a social media guru. He immediately gained a huge following. He's really well spoken, articulates his points well, he's good looking, and makes entertaining skits on YouTube to help educate his viewers on shifting perspectives on common real world experiences. He's one of the most popular mindset and positive platitude gurus. His Instagram is full of worn out quotes by Albert Einstein and Wayne Dyer. He used to only use his quotes, but now he's using others. I wonder if there's a reason for that.
It's not like he reposted somebody else's meme. He crops their name out and puts in Jay Shetty. That's stealing. But there's no way Facebook's golden child who says the word authentic.
I have to give a shout out to Nicole Arbor for absolutely destroying Jay in this video. I don't want to steal any of her excellent research, so I'll leave the link for you in the description. But she essentially found out that Jay was stealing quotes from other people and passing them off as his own. And there's also an instance of him stealing from a poem for the script of one of his videos without giving credit. After getting called out, he has since added the source in his description.
A man was waiting at an airport for a long distance flight. His flight was delayed, and so he had a little spare time. He saw a deal on some cookies and thought he should treat himself. He bought quite a few cookies because he thought it might be quite a long delay.
Him stealing all those quotes ruins the mirage of being a wise ex-monk to me. From what I've read, chasing after fame and stealing other people's quotes is the opposite of being a monk. Jay is a social media preacher for the religion of pursuing your passion. If you think about religion, you have people who attend church, want to believe in the concept of heaven, God, and Jesus, and they consider preachers as high status within their community. And then you have atheists who look at religion and see a bunch of people talking to themselves, claiming they're praying to a fictitious sky genie. In both of their minds, their views are correct. It just matters which side you take. I think the same thing happens with social media self-help gurus and what Jay does. If you want to believe that motivational quotes on Instagram impact billions of people, then you're right. To me, it's all empty drivel just to get likes and comments. Some people claim they get a lot of value out of those posts and the courses, so who am I to say they're wrong? We're both right in our minds, just a different path to the same end goal.
The impact I want to have on the world is I want to transform and revolutionize the entertainment industry so that it becomes educational without anyone knowing.
Jay is a nice guy and many people follow him for the positive emotions he provides to them. My discontent is more on the environment Jay resides within on social media. I personally am just not a fan of the mindset self-help community. Jay is no different from the other 1,000 spiritual leaders sharing "be kind to everyone" quotes 3 times a week on their Instagram. 140 characters on an image doesn't change anyone's behavior. It makes consumers of this content feel good in that moment and they feel like they're improving as a person or becoming more wise. But what actually happens is the second your focus gets interrupted, you snap back to your default state. It's why billions of people are consuming this content and these spiritual gurus are impacting so many people's lives. And yet we still have inordinate amounts of hate speech, idiocy, toxic relationships, and violence from people who consume the content. Real mindset or belief change takes years of therapy off of social media, not from your favorite influencer's social media feed. Let's switch gears for a second. Here's what I like about Jay. I always appreciate someone who is very well spoken and doesn't use filler when they speak. His content on YouTube generally aims to help shift perspectives on daily experiences and helps people understand that there are multiple sides to a story. I personally like the structure of his skits. He uses a real-world example of something you may experience, then he sits the actors down and discusses ways for them to improve. This is really valuable to a lot of people. You can tell by the comments that he helps bring positivity to people, if only for a few minutes. He also has videos where he parodies a scene from a popular movie and adds in how he would improve the character's perspective on the situation or the way they view themselves. One example is the La La Land parody. Regardless of what you think of these, they're really creative and really hard to do. I give him credit for the idea and execution. Even though he's been caught stealing, and you could argue he built his brand off presenting himself as maybe someone he's not, I do think the core of his content is putting positivity out into the world, helping people become better thinkers, and helping people analyze social situations in a more nuanced way. I think that's admirable enough. Back to turning passion into a business. Here's the main point of this video. Those of you looking to join one of these courses about turning your passion into a business, I want you to understand this. Running a business is about making money. Nearly every single business owner out there is not doing something they're passionate about. Even if it's a business they love, very little of their day is spent doing what they enjoy. Go ask a business owner if they'd run their business for minimum wage. You can be as passionate as you want about renovating houses, but every investor would stop tomorrow if there wasn't potential of lucrative profit. And very little of the process of running a business would be categorized as fun. Those of you looking to quit a job to join a Passion to Profit course, you may find what you were passionate about is actually a very small percentage of your day-to-day work. Payroll, marketing, selling potential clients, dealing with insurance for your employees, working twice as many hours as you were before, converting your social media into a sales funnel, selling your friends or family, managing inventory, the list goes on. Hobbies are fun because there's no expectations, no selling, and no reliance on an income. Everything changes when that hobby now needs to generate enough money to help support you. YouTube is the same way. Most creators love making YouTube videos, but realistically about 90% of this career is tedious work, tireless research, late nights, anxiety, stress, long editing blocks, and sometimes videos that bomb. And copyright strikes if you're dealing with fake gurus. What I want you to take away from this video is to understand that when you're signing up for online courses, there are no shortcuts or easy ways to make money. There's no easy way to start a business regardless of your passion for the new venture. If you're willing to become a business owner and all that comes with it, then courses like Jay's will certainly get you closer to your goals. But for those of you getting sold a dream, tread carefully because almost all businesses fail within 3 years for a reason. The marketplace for your goods or services is competitive and doesn't care about your passion. I'm an extremely optimistic and positive person, so please don't take this video as a deterrent. I think everyone should stay in their job and work on a side hustle for years until the side hustle can become a sustainable and profitable business. But it's much more challenging than most people realize. Best of luck to all of you putting in the effort. I know you can do it. Thank you so much for watching.